I'm a survivor. I will survive. I will survive. And I'm a firm believer. We'll forever shine. Just to stay alive. That simple means it. Nobody can hold me apart. Nobody can change my energy. Nobody can tell me sick. I will not allow negativity. Nobody can hold me apart. Nobody can change my energy. Nobody can. Nobody can. Everybody show me some strength. No weakness. Show me a lion dog. Put it up. Put it up. Strength. No weakness. Show them who we are. Put it up. Put it up. Strength. No weakness. Show me a lion dog. Put it up. Everybody's strength. No weakness. Show them who we are. Not when you're old. Your enemies, they must tremble. Your enemies, they must tremble. Yo, and when you're old, everything has to humble. Humble. I'm a go-getter. I just go hard. I just go hard. Nobody can change my energy. Nobody can hold me sick. I will not allow negativity. Nobody can hold me up. Nobody can.
Nobody can.
Yeah. Don't give me some strength.
Red, no weakness. Red, put him up, put him up.
Put him up, put him up, put him up.
How when you roll. Oh, really? Are we still? It's 2021. We have a new administration in the White House. Are we still doing that, Junior?
Listen, I don't change. I don't change one day. I am like always doing the same thing.
The same dance. Oh Lord.
I don't care. That's what I do. That's what I does.
Yeah, let me share the program. I didn't even share. Oh Lord.
That's not good. That's not good. Let me share it as well. I'm pissed off today, by the way. If you guys could
What's going on?
I'm pissed off, man. I'm freaking pissed. I'll tell you guys why I'm pissed off.
Okay, let's share it first.
Yeah, let's share first. And then I'll tell you guys why I'm so pissed off today. I'm very, very pissed off today. But as you come in, guys, go ahead and share the program. Share the program and say I share. And I'm going to see who's up inside of here first. Share. Everybody share. Lord have his mercy. Hey, Veronica, Lacey J, how you doing? Big up yourself, guys. Today we're talking a lot of immigration stuff. But before we talk about that, I'll tell you guys why I'm pissed off today. Very, very pissed off. You can see it on my face. Whenever I see the vein coming down my face.
I don't see no vein. I see a pleasant looking face. I don't see one vein.
Well, trust me, you will see a vein just now. I'll tell you guys why.
Now I see the vein.
Yeah, whenever I come in on my face, it's like that's a pissed off to me. I can't hide. Like I wear my emotion on my face one day.
Mm-hmm.
I wear my emotion on my face. If I'm happy, you could tell by just looking at my face. I could try to be happy, look, but you know I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off today. Freaking pissed off. Although I'm smiling, I'm still pissed off.
The enemy have to scatter.
Who we have in the inside?
We have Lacey J, we have Natasha Charles, Veronica Edwards. Who was the first one?
Who was the first one?
I think gotta go all the way back up. Whoa, this thing goes fast.
Let me go back up.
Looks like Chrissy Blackett.
Chrissy Blackett. How you doing, Chrissy Blackett?
Chrissy Blackett was the first one.
Yeah. Where are these people from? It's a long time we didn't do a roll call, you know. I don't see no. I don't know where they're from.
I bet it's Grenada.
I know Chrissy's from Grenada. I know Chrissy's in Grenada.
Yeah.
Who else I know? Well, I know Wendy C, my favorite nurse.
Mm-hmm.
I know Lacey J. She's in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I know Deanne Fraser. She's all over the place.
Veronica is in Grenada.
Veronica is in Grenada. Yes. Oh, look. We got Toronto.
Toronto, okay.
Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Big up the Toronto Massive. Doug! Guess where Doug is from?
Jamaica?
No.
Grenada?
No. Time's up. Doug is
Toronto.
from St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Oh, XVG. He's
Yes,
a Vinci. He's a
Vinci.
Vinci.
Andre Felix is currently in New York, and you see all the
Okay.
Grenadians. But here's what I don't see. I see Toronto. Here's what I don't see. Where are the
Mm-hmm.
yardy day?
We're the Jamaicans.
I don't see them.
Dion Fraser's a nomad, so I'm claiming Dion Fraser as
Not,
Jamaican.
wait. Yeah, right.
She said she's a nomad. She's a
Dion,
nomad, so
Dion Free. No, I don't think so. Look. We got Antigua in the building.
mm-hmm.
Oh no, St. Lucia. Sorry, St. Lucia. I got it wrong. SVG. Dion Fraser. Yeah, right. Doug is in New York, but Doug is from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Wendy Brave Boy, I know where you're from. From the minute time you open up your mouth, we know where you're from. Hey, what happened to you, girl? That Wendy does talk, you know. What going on?
That's how she say it.
Yeah. St. Lucia in the building. Rondell Pierre. Big up yourself.
Jamaicans coming later. Yes, Lacey J. You know we show up fashionably late.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jamaicans are coming in later.
I don't know about that.
See Alisa Martin. No. See Alisa Martin there. Flag up.
Flag up yourself. Guys, I want you to tag a countryman. Tag someone from your island, from your country right now and say, come in live. Because today we're going to be discussing things that affect everybody in the Caribbean. Whether you're from Grenada, St. Lucia, Dominica, Antigua, Barbuda, Caribbean people, immigrants, we got some information for you. Funded for every immigrant, every person. This show is for you.
It is a big day.
Today's a big day. Very big. And Funday is actually the first time we're doing a program together for the year.
Mm-hmm.
You realize
Is
that?
it?
Yes.
No, right, because I was by myself. You were busy.
I was not there last week. You guys went off on a limb without me. So happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, sir.
Yes,
Happy New Year.
All right,
I'm tagging and sharing as I speak. I'm tagging and sharing.
Yeah, Samuel Peters, thank you so much. Who else we missed? Philly in the house, Philly in the building. Sarana, big up yourself. Philly in the building. We have Jamaica and the USA in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Philly. Who else? Grenada in his house. I want everybody to tag the program. Share the program, everybody. Share the program, everybody. Right now, do this for me. Share the program. Let me tell you guys why I'm pissed off today. Before we start to talk immigration and take your calls and make sure the phone lines are open, yeah? Before we do that, I want to tell you guys why I'm so upset today. Now, I've been telling you guys this. We are on what is called Facebook jail. We are sanctioned by Facebook. And, we have Utah, Grenada and Utah. Big up yourself. So, Funday, let me tell you what happened.
Okay.
You know, Ridealong is a platform where everyone have a story to tell. And we had a news piece that I aired during the insurrection, and I posted it out, a story. I posted it out as a story. I wasn't advocating for the BS that was happening on Capitol Hill. I wasn't advocating for it. In fact, everyone know that I have never advocated for it. So the news story we posted, and Facebook sanctioned the platform. In fact, your families, your friends that normally get notification, they don't get notification anymore because Facebook said that for some reason we are inciting, and we are not. We have never been, right? So today they removed a certain content that we put on there a few weeks on the 6th January 11th. They deleted it. But like every single day, they keep telling me that this page is about to be unpublished or risk of being unpublished.
Oh, wow.
And it seems like they're terrorizing me for now because, could you imagine? For posting a story, that is history. I wasn't advocating for it. Absolutely not. So I don't understand. I don't get it. It is pissing me off. No,
And is
yesterday
there customer service you can type? I don't know how Facebook work when you're being
I
sanctioned.
did have a customer service, not customer service, but I did had someone because after my channel got monetized, there were a business center. So there was someone that I could have coordinate with, and I was having some issues, and they fixed it right away. But
Mm-hmm.
that person, they was only there for a particular time, and they helped out with a certain getting to that point, and then their assignment was completed.
Mm-hmm.
That person is not accessible anymore. So
Mm.
you would write to Facebook and you would wait and hold your breath and hopefully someone will get back in touch with you.
Mm-hmm.
But we are on the verge of getting unpublished. Could you imagine?
Wow.
I mean
And
that could
unpublished means they take away the whole page.
yeah, we get a D Trump. If you know what a D Trump is.
Yeah. Yeah. I've learned.
Yeah, get D
I've
Trumped.
learned. I have
So
learned.
we are on the verge. That's what they said, and I think it's really terrorizing me. But hey, what I could do. I can't do nothing else. I can't do nothing more. That's the
Mm-hmm.
best I could do. The best I could do is the best I could do. So if one day you
Wow.
get up, guys, and you don't see Ride Along live, you don't see the page, is because Facebook.
And you haven't been posting anything else relating to that initial post.
No, I don't because they said that they deleted it. Okay, they deleted it. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to me, it was it was just reporting on what actually happened. It was not
Mm-hmm.
advocating for what happened.
Mm-hmm. Or supporting it.
Yeah, I wasn't taking it from a political point of view and whatever. But anyway, guys, if you get up one morning and you don't see us, this is what happened. So yesterday I did a
Mm-hmm.
story. Yesterday, this is what pissed me off even more. Yesterday I did a story, and as you know,
Mm-hmm.
I always say everyone have a story to tell, but I have been speaking out strongly about the Trump administration from day zero, from the beginning.
Right.
So I did a vlog yesterday, and a group of people, I don't know where they come out. Me personally, and anybody could support whoever they want to support is. And I'm not telling anybody to support who I support, but who I support is who I support. But anyway, this person came out and they said, "Oh, you're turn tail now. I thought you was a Trump supporter." I was like, "What?"
Mm-hmm.
Then the person made a whole post and talking about I always supported Trump and now that he lost, now I'm not supporting him anymore. I'm like, what?
Wow. Probably it's a troll.
Yeah, but it wasn't one person. Probably was one person posted three different accounts. I don't know. But I have never advocated for the Trump administration. In fact, I bring people on. We talk about different agenda
Mm-hmm.
items. But
Mm-hmm.
I was never, and I have never been a supporter of the immigration policies or anything much of the president, of the former president. So I don't know where that person get that from. So I'll just stop that stupid lie from the beginning, from day one. I've always put out vlog and speak out very strongly
Mm-hmm.
against what I see that president doing. I have, and if I didn't, if I was a supporter, I would stand firmly and say I am a supporter, but I'm not.
Right.
I wasn't. I never was. But anyway, I'll just stop spreading them rumors, please. Please, thank you very much. Stop
Mm-hmm.
spreading them rumors and them lies. Not who I am. Anyway, enough from
What
me.
a day. We can't we need right along in our lives. We
Yeah,
do, we do,
right.
we do need right along.
But hey, I probably if they do decide to de-Trump me, I probably could start taking extended vacations. You know what I mean?
Because yeah, with right along, you can go, but you can't go too far.
Yeah, I'll just go. I'll just go away. You guys just not gonna see me anymore. I'm
No, that's
done.
gonna be a problem. Could you take everything over to emoji?
I have to build it up some more. But
Okay.
watch, listen. Right along have 59 going on 60,000
I see
followers.
that
It took a long time
to get
to
there.
get to that point. It took a long time to get to that point. And I don't know if I have the strength to go through that from scratch again, like start back, ride along two or whatever.
I know what you, Junior. My business page have 3,000 people, and I don't know if I could just go back to scratch.
Could you
It's
imagine
it's
going
a
back?
lot of work. It's
A lot
people
of
don't
work.
understand that.
Oh
I don't think
man,
people
it's
understand the work that goes into that.
yeah.
People, the
And
hours
it's a lot of work. 60,000 followers.
and all
You
that
know, I remember.
content. You have hours and hours of content.
Yeah, I remember when I had one person, when the first
You
person
remember
like,
one?
yeah, one. Then when I had 10, I was like, whoa, 10. Because when I had 1,000, I was like, oh, 1,000 people. I have 1,000 people.
That
Now
like
I
that
have
was a big deal.
60,000 people that follow the page. I think because of the consistency, and that's what we project consistency. But that could be taken away as easy as that. But I've always learned, Fundy, never build your house on
On
swampy
one,
ground
yep. You build your house across platforms.
across platforms. So,
Hmm.
hey. Anyway, we have a
Anyway,
lot to talk.
or take them to Clubhouse. How's Clubhouse going for you?
Clubhouse, yeah, I have to build my clubhouse. Guys, Clubhouse is the bomb. I love
You're
Clubhouse.
on Monday. Thanks to Mo. I
Yes.
had Mo on this past week. He helped me out, and so Monday we're doing. You're going to be in the other side because you're going to be interviewed.
Yeah, well, wow.
Yes.
I always get kind of like, oh my God, people interviewing me? Like,
Hmm.
what? What? I don't know.
Hmm. Yep. I'll be
I
asking the
don't know.
questions. You'll be giving us answers.
Let's see. But Funde, let's jump into immigration because we have a new administration,
We do.
brand new administration, and I'm
Brand
hearing
new.
so much things. One of the things that I heard today, which is very, 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 very good so far, two things, but one but in particular, I'm hearing that for the 11 million plus undocumented immigrants living in the United States at the moment, there might be some kind of path to citizenship. What
Yes.
is that? What is
Yes.
that?
So I think for purposes, and this was huge because it's so funny. Somebody asked me, does it mean I can now file an application? No, you cannot file an application. There is a proposed bill, right? So it's just a bill. It's not even gone to committee yet. It hasn't gone to Congress, nothing. But if you remember on the campaign trail, President Biden promised that on the first day of office, he's getting a bill to Congress. And there is a fact sheet out there with the proposals on the bill, and Junior is right. At the top of that bill is a pathway to naturalization, pathway to citizenship for all undocumented individuals that were in the country on or before January 1st of 2020.
Is
So
that
on
is
or
that a
before.
is that a word? Is that a like the word that Republican hate to say called amnesty?
I don't want to call it amnesty because amnesty for some it scares some people. I think if you say amnesty, like the other side gets really scared.
I know.
So, right, we're not calling it amnesty. We're going to call it a pathway or roadmap to citizenship. But
Right.
it is. It is.
It's kind of yeah.
It's
Okay.
kind of.
Um um um. Wendy Ann is saying this can take years. How? What is the process? If you are in the United States and you've been here for the past umpteen amount of years, right? And you don't have anybody to file for you, you don't have any pad, you don't have any way. What do you do? What's the
All right.
process?
So this bill is not created to fast track anybody to naturalization. So this bill is not, let me come or let me hang my hat on this bill. If you have other ways of getting naturalized, it means that use it. Don't wait for this bill, right? So it's for these people, Junior. You know those people that have been living here for 5 years, 10 years. They've all been here and they have no options. So they're in the country, especially think about all those people from Haiti or other countries with TPS. They
Right.
have no other way out. This would be their only way out. That's who fits into this category. So, what it is first you would apply for what we call temporary protected status, meaning you won't be deported, you will get a social security number,
Hmm.
and you'll get a work authorization. you'll have to pay taxes. So for 5 years, you work, you pay your tax, and you keep your background clean, because if your background gets compromised, any criminal actions, you won't qualify. After 5 years, if the bill gets passed, right, it's a bill, then you can apply for a green card. 3 years after having that green card, then you can apply for naturalization. So it's an 8-year path to citizenship. 8 years. For some people, that sounds like a long time, but tell that to people who's been living here 10, 15 years who don't have an option. There's no husband, there's no parent, there's no child, there's nobody to file for them. This at least gets them working, right? You can work, you have a social security number, you can pay taxes. They're talking about the ability to purchase a home. Yes, so it gets people from out under the, out from under the covers. If you're driving, you'll get the ability to get a driver's license. So I understand it's gonna take a long time, but in my mind, it's better than nothing.
Better than nothing.
Because you might meet somebody in the process. What if in year 2 you meet a husband?
That's what I'm saying.
Go for it.
That's what I'm saying about fast tracking it.
Go for it.
Is there a point of this whole thing what could possibly fast track it?
It wouldn't be fast tracked. Remember, with immigration, you can have 10 applications at once. It doesn't matter, right? So you can have a child filing for you, then you meet somebody, you get married, the husband can file. So if you're in this situation and you entered lawfully and you meet a husband or a wife, you can just say, okay, let me jump out of this boat and get onto this boat, because this boat is going to get me there faster than waiting for 8 years with the husband. Within 18 months, 2 years, I could be on that pathway.
So how do you transfer or transition from this one to the next?
You don't transition. You file a new application.
So you have to pay the whole form, pay the whole process all over again.
That's why I said immigration is all about, if you have the money to spend, go for it.
More is asking if you're able to travel outside the country. I think you answered that already, with TPS status before a green card.
All right. So if you have TPS status, you will need permission or authorization to travel in the form of advance parole. So you have to apply for and get advance parole. TPS, all these programs are not tourist visas. They're not green cards. So of course, some of the benefits you're going to be limited. So if you need to travel, you would need authorization to do so.
Right. And how do you get authorization? And what type of authorization is available? Is it like debt or anything specific?
So without talking about this bill specifically, let's talk about TPS as it stands, because as right now, all we have, Junior, is a fact sheet. I haven't even seen the proposed bill yet. We just have a fact sheet. Once the bill comes out, of course, we're going to see kind of what it looks like. But as it stands with TPS, if you need to travel out of the country, you need to get what we call advance parole. So you file a document. You could say, look, I have to go to a funeral. In some cases, you could say, I've filed to say I got to go visit back home. I haven't been home forever, and I've been able to get those approved. So you would file for what we call a travel document, also known as advance parole. And if you have any type of criminal history, I wouldn't, because coming back in, you might run into a little jam with Border Patrol.
And that is one of the questions I was going to ask. What would bar you from eligibility? I guess, does it have to be a felony charge? Could it be a misdemeanor charge, or could it be a minor drug offense? Is there anything specific in?
So we know with immigration and admissibility, 2 or more misdemeanors can be a problem. It's not really felony or misdemeanor, right? Because if you're caught with more than 20 grams of marijuana, that could be a problem for admissibility purposes. If you are convicted of what we call a crime involving moral turpitude, 1, you're deportable, 2, you're inadmissible. and crime involving moral turpitude, like prostitution. So it might be a misdemeanor prostitution charge that can get you into trouble. It can be an aggravated felony, right? Burglary, robbery, anything with a weapon. Those things can get you into trouble and make you inadmissible to the United States or deportable.
Wow.
Yes.
So let's recap again. Let's recap again. We have an average of about 11 million undocumented in the United States. I know the story because I've lived it. I've been. I remember when I first came here. You know, I came as a lot of people. I came on a tourist visa, and I came once. I came back, and then all my family moved here, and then I was the only one back home, and then decided, hey, why don't I move up? But my process was harder than other people because, you know, not like I came in with a green card and none of that stuff. I came in and okay, I overstayed. And then it took me a long time, 10 years or probably 8, 9 years before I could have actually adjust my status. So I understand the undocumented story. I understand living and having that behind your back, thinking about, oh Lord, you might get deported, thinking about you can't do this and you can't do that. And it was a little easier back then because I remember I got my driver's license and everything that I needed to get around without even having my green card or anything.
It was different.
It was different.
Way different, right?
Yeah, no, you can't. You can't. So I understand that story and I understand the fear. People scared to go to the hospital because they don't know. Some people sick, but they're scared to go to the hospital. So I understand the story. So that's why it's very important. So we have about 11 million people living in the United States as undocumented. And there might be a path to citizenship or getting the papers if this whole process that the Biden is it, could we consider it a proposal or
it's a bill. It's a bill. The bill is the U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021. It's a bill.
Right.
But remember, it has to go to committee first. And I don't want to get into, you know, the process of a bill, but it goes to committee first. Then it goes to the House of Representatives. Then it goes to the Senate. Then it makes its way back to the president's desk. It is important that what we can do is make sure we're calling our local representatives to let them know, because remember, this bill might come back, scratch up in a red line change. We don't know. Yeah. Right. So I think it's important that at least we call our local reps and let them know that they should be voting for this bill.
Well, you have a better scenario here because here we have the House of Representatives, which is Democratic, and they are very passive to the idea. And here we have a 50-50
in the Senate.
And well, it's like a Democratic control because we have Chuck Schumer, who is the leader, is the majority leader of the Senate. So it's possible the vice president is now the tiebreaker in a 50-50 situation. So it's possible that it could go through. And then of course we have a Democratic president right now, Joe Biden, who would most likely sign it.
Right, because the bill was sent to, literally he endorsed it. So it's like roundabout way back to his desk. So I think that's a good thing.
How soon could we start seeing some serious action on this? Do you think it will take weeks, months, a year before?
Months. There's some bills that get clogged up. You've seen it. They get when it comes to the legislative process, this thing could get clogged up in politics. You know, I would say months. It's not a quick fix. It's not a quick fix. And that's why I'm saying to people, be careful about running to people now to fill out applications because the bill has not passed yet.
Right. And I want to also say this, that there's a lot of fraud that happens in a time like this because everybody's saying, oh, I can help you get through this bill and you could get your documents if you do this. And they take your money and guess what? You end up flat because it's a fraud. So beware. I want you guys to pay attention to this program because we are here specifically to give you credible information as it relates to immigration.
Right.
That's why we tell you guys, share the life, share it to a friend, because you're not only helping them, helping yourself, you're helping them, you're helping the community. And that's why we are here. That's why Deanna Winterfunde, a lawyer, people pay her a lot of money to just talk to her. She's here for us at least once a week, giving you free advice. Free. You don't get that. Where you get free thing like that? Right?
Nowhere.
Nowhere. And we send it to you free here at least for an hour every week. I want you guys to appreciate it and share this, please. And whenever, ever you have any use for a lawyer, I'm telling you guys, I've gotten so many calls after she done her work. And I'm not just telling you that because she's my friend and she's here. I'm telling you, she does her freaking job. She is the best. She is the best. You gotta take her number and call for any immigration questions that you may have. So we have a situation here where something is working out for immigrants here in the United States. DNA, let's touch a little bit on deportation, because another big thing in the pipeline right now. The president is also proposing 100-day block on deportation. Tell us what that's about.
So that was done by executive order. So the difference between the bills and the executive order is that the executive order is immediate. It's a directive by the president, like he's the boss. And we saw Donald Trump doing a lot of executive orders, like the Muslim ban, which I hope we get to talk about later.
Yes,
with deportation, there's a 100-day moratorium. So meaning nobody will be deported in 100 days. And the president also is tasking the Executive Office of Immigration Review to kind of go back and look at all those all those people that were deported under the Trump administration to make sure the I's were dotted and the T's were crossed. Remember all those plane loads of people that were leaving?
Yes.
The president wants that to take a deeper look on that. And so the next 100 days, nobody will be removed from the United States. So there's a chance to kind of just take a deep breath, look at some of those immigration cases, look at some of those removal cases, just to make sure that like for example, somebody might be removed because ordered removed because they didn't show up to court, or they didn't get a chance to mount a proper defense for whatever reason. So the president wants the executive office to look at those removal orders, look at all those deportations, and make sure it was above board.
Yeah, and that is very, very, very important. Again, community people, this program is for you. And I don't want you guys to get scared. I don't want you guys to get any false information. And I get this all the time. So that's why we're here. People are fraud. There's a lot of fraud going on there, and people giving you information that you cannot use, but we're going to give you credible information. So we're saying that this particular executive order that the president has just signed in his first 2 days in office is basically going to protect the people who are on the list to be deported for at least 100 days.
At least 100 days. Yes, that's correct.
And that is important. And I could understand the anxiety, because when you do that, sometimes you're separating families. I've seen people deported. They live here they've been here since they're 7-8 years old. They don't even know what back home look like.
They're deported.
Something years here, and then they get deported. When they go back, they don't even know the place. They don't know nothing about the place. All right. And it happens. Then they separate families. That person made all their livelihood here. They have all their friends here. They have all their life here, their family, their child, or whatever. They get separated. And I'm happy that it's more of a humanitarian look at deportation. And it's also for health purposes. What about the Caribbean islands are going through this pandemic? Well, everybody's going through the pandemic, but then you are sending the whole set of plane load of people. I know they sent some down to Jamaica recently.
Yeah. Yep.
And what does that do if you had people that had corona, and what does that do for the safety of the population? It's crazy. So Deanna, I want you to summarize that piece again, because I want people to hear that very clearly. What is the new executive order going to do for deportation?
So for executive order, as far as it pertains to deportations, there's a 100-day moratorium. So that's 3 months. That's a good chunk of time. A 100-day moratorium on all deportations, and then the executive office will have to review all of the deportations that took place under the former administration. So that is good news for people that are either waiting to be removed from the United States, or you're going to that court hearing. There is, we call it a moratorium, a safe harbor, 100 days to make sure your case file is correct, to make sure that if you have exhausted all your remedies with the immigration court.
I know you handle a lot of deportation.
I do.
Are you seeing a lot of a big relief from the people that you are working with in terms that are on the, like, they're in deportation proceeding right now? Are you seeing a huge relief? How much do you think that it would impact the community just by this legislation alone?
I think so. I think for the most part, everybody's excited because if you think about attention given to immigration, this is within the first day of office. If you recall prior administrations, it takes like term two for any attention to be given to immigration. So I think people around me are super excited. I mean, I was on a call last night with a bunch of attorneys, and I can tell you it was just this sigh of relief because we spend a lot of time just beating our head against the wall because people are paying you to fix something and you can't fix it. It's like, how you go to a doctor and the doctor tell us, say, there's nothing else they can do.
Right.
Sometimes that's the immigration world. Like, people are begging, they're willing to pay you, but there's absolutely nothing you can do. Nothing. So at least I find between the bill and the executive order, Junior, I think people are getting a sigh of relief. Like, okay, it seems like something is going to happen. They're still cautious. They're cautiously optimistic, but there's a sigh of relief. And some of it is still too early to tell, but there's a sigh of relief.
And that is important. That is very, very important. And I want everybody to share this with our community. If you haven't shared it yet, I want you to share it right now so people will get more information. Now let's talk about DACA. Where does DACA? What does that mean for DACA with all the new immigration focus right now? What does that mean for DACA?
All right. So DACA was addressed. So we talked about the bill and we talked about the executive orders. DACA was addressed in both. So clearly the president has made it clear that he intends to put DACA recipients on a path to citizenship. So under the executive orders, of course, all DACA recipients can continue to submit and renew their DACA applications. They're now still, we knew the case came out in New York where they can continue or start to submit new applications.
Right.
For DACA, the president is saying to Congress, fix it, because there's certain things that cannot be fixed with an executive order. DACA is something that has to be fixed through legislation. So he's saying, fix DACA, put DACA recipients on a pathway to a green card. I think in the case of DACA recipients, I don't think they will have to wait the 8 years. I can see something where it is, okay, if you've had DACA, your background is clean, you can meet all of these things, go ahead and apply for a green card. That's kind of where I see DACA going. I don't think DACA will be on that 8-year path. And as to the 8-year path, Junior, if the bill is passed, if you've had DACA or TPS for the prior 3 years, you don't have to start over that 5-year wait. You can now apply for your green card. So it's retroactive in that if you've had it and you've had it for 5 years or so, you can then apply for your green card.
We have a question here. Floyd is asking this question, and he says, "My question is, would it be? Why are these things being not legislated into law, opposed to implemented by executive order that can be evoked?" especially as it relates to immigration. Why can't Congress, this House and the Senate, come together and put some strong immigration policies instead of every president that come, they write an executive order, they change it, the next come, they reverse it, and for years immigration has not been really fixed. Why do you think, as an immigration lawyer, can they just fix the damn thing once and for all?
Floyd, you're asking the $1 million question. First of all, I think people think because we have 50-50 that all Democratic senators are going to vote for this bill. Some Democratic senators are not going to vote for this bill. They have never been able, Obama wasn't able to pass a proper immigration bill through the House and the Senate. Now, when Trump came in, he ripped everything apart. He ripped the House apart. So there were some things that the president had to fix immediately. So, for example, the Muslim ban that was lifted, if he had tried to legislate that, it would take years and months. Whereas with an executive order, that is something that is immediately revoked. So if you live in a Muslim majority country, you can start traveling. So both places, legislation and executive orders, carry a different weight. And I think the language that the president has used, and he wants to make sure no other president, when they come in, so if the Democrats are out in the next 4 years, they cannot undo a lot of this. So that's a really, really good question, Floyd. It makes absolute sense that, you're saying, why don't you legislate it? Because we'd still be sitting here waiting and watching the good old boys in Washington fighting. It's not as easy. Remember, immigration is not a priority for any administration, especially this current administration. Immigration is not a priority. I will repeat, it's not a priority. Not a priority, right? There's COVID, there's an economy that's unemployment, there's racial divide. So immigration kind of falls down there somewhere. So even though me and you, Junior, that's all we're talking about is immigration, there
Right.
were 17 executive orders that were signed, I think 10 of which had to do with COVID. So immigration is like a little drop in the bucket. It's not a priority now for the administration. They've made it a priority because it's on the list of executive orders, but majority of those executive orders last night had to do with COVID and the economy.
Dennis is saying, heard recently about denaturalization of citizens with sexual crimes. Heard about that?
No, I have not, Denise. I'm sorry. I have not heard about that. I know there is a possibility to denaturalize, but I haven't heard about denaturalization based on sexual crimes. I'll have to do a little bit of research on that. I haven't heard about it.
Paulette is saying, can a person wait for an interview, come into the country until they receive a date?
Yes, so that is one of those that is on the proposal for the new bill. In keeping families together, the president also said he wants people who are waiting overseas to come into the country stateside to wait. That is on the bill. We will see, because the immigration bill, I think, has 8 or 10 bullet points, Junior. And that is one of the areas the president has put on it. Instead of waiting overseas, they come and wait here in the United States for their documents to be processed.
Where Geraldine is asking, with DACA, would a minor felony disqualify you?
Any crime will disqualify you for DACA. They want a clean record for DACA. There are waivers, but with DACA and TPS, they want the choir boy, meaning you gotta be in good standing. Any crime at all will pose a problem. Even multiple DUIs can pose a problem with these applications, but they have waivers.
Okay, 718-701-5720. Take a few calls right now. If you want to ask a question to the lawyer, call in right now, 718-701-5720. Now, throughout the week, Diane, I get so many calls from people saying, ask the lawyer this, ask the lawyer that. I want you to call in on Wednesday or call her direct. I sent a few people to you last week, and they called me back. They said, wow, they had a great, talking to you. I think a few of them, you took their case, and they call me back and applaud me and the great work that you've done for them. And that's what we promote here. Excellent work. and you get your job done. But we're giving you an opportunity to ask your question live right now. So call 718-701-5720. In the meantime, before we get a call, someone called me this week and they asked me this question. If you were married to someone in, say, Trinidad or Grenada or the Caribbean, right? And you left that person there and then you came to the United States and do you have to get divorced to the person in Grenada here, or do you have to get divorced, go back and get divorced with them? How do you divorce someone here if they have no record of you being married here?
So the laws of there's something called the full faith and credit clause in the United States Constitution. And it says the United States courts will recognize documents from any other jurisdiction so long as it is good in that jurisdiction. So if you got married overseas, the law also further states that you can get divorced in a couple places where both parties reside. So if both parties reside in Grenada, you get divorced there. Or where either party reside. So if one party reside in the US and one reside in Grenada, the divorce can take place either in the United States or in Grenada.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So where both party reside or where either party resides. So I've done that all the time where like one person comes here, husband is back home. Like for example, Jamaica takes forever to get a divorce. So a lot of times I'll do my divorce stateside because it's an easier process. You still have to follow the laws of that country, make sure the person is served. So you might have to pay a bearer back home to take the divorce paperwork to the person, prove sometimes you can't find them, but you have to prove the attempt. You have to prove the attempt to find this person. But yes, you can get divorced here in the United States.
What if it's a contested divorce, right? Because there is a difference between contested or non-contested.
Or uncontested.
Uncontested, sorry. If the person is contesting the divorce, especially on the grounds that one, you got property, you got kids, you got life insurance, you have stuff, right? How do you go about the process of mingling all of these assets and the person living in Grenada and you live in the United States?
They can respond. I've dealt with that where somebody calls me up and say, hey, I married this person. They want to get a divorce. We have a house together. We have this together. That becomes a part of the response. So if you serve somebody in Grenada and you say, we want a divorce and we're going to split the house this way, that person can respond. They can file an answer to that divorce and they can send it right back here in the States. It's costly, Junior, because now that person will have to pay a lawyer in the US to help them respond. But the divorce can take place in either places.
It take place in either place. Okay. We have another question here. Someone is asking, what about someone who is doing the waiver petition? I didn't get the first part of the question. I don't know if that's the whole question or if that was a part of a question. But could you relate to that question? What about someone who is doing the waiver petition?
What kind of waiver? Are you talking unlawful presence, like they came in on bad documents? Joylyn, help us out. There's so many waivers. There's crime waivers, unlawful presence waivers, medical waivers. Let me know. Let me know, Joylyn, which one.
I see Dion. Someone was asking a question as it relates to visa. So, Dion, could you repost it for me? Something to say, can I go to school on a visa? Okay, there you go. That's the question. Can someone go to school on a visa? What school? Is it college or high school?
Junior. Junior's our immigration expert.
Hey,
I love it, Junior. Look, I'm done. Here, yeah. I'm done. I'm dropping the mic. I'm walking away. We're done. I lost my job today. I love it because Junior knows it makes a difference.
Right.
High school education, everybody in the United States, without regard to their status, is entitled to a high school education. The United States do not want a bunch of uneducated people running around. So if you snuck across the border, you can go to all the way up to high school. If you came here on a visa and it expired, you can go to high school. College now is going to be a little tricky. That's going to be a little bit tricky because they want they want funds to get money to pay for it. It's some places will take you if you want to pay the freight, as we call it, right? But for the most part, up to high school, you can go without any kind of documentation. And you know what, Junior, in the proposed bill, they're taking out illegal immigrants. So you can't call us illegal immigrants anymore. It's undocumented or non-citizens. So you're a non-citizen or you are undocumented. You're no longer illegal. There's no illegal alien anymore.
Listen, I hate
It's too
that
negative.
terminology. Yeah,
It's too
alien,
negative.
illegal. Yeah, I don't know. I always try my best whenever, I mean, it's people refer to it, even they refer to themselves as illegal alien, and like they get so comfortable with it. But it's alien, like
You're a non-citizen.
that's good. I like that. Stephanie has a question. What about if you're here 18 years and paying taxes? I guess she might be asking as it relates to getting your documents. If you're here 18 years and paying taxes.
It doesn't. So the United States doesn't have a timeline. Like some countries, I think if you're there long enough paying taxes, there's like a
England.
pathway. England, I think it's 20 years or something.
Yeah.
The United States does not have a timeline. That's the timeline that we're trying to put in this bill with the 8-year timeline. Outside of that, the United States does not have a timeline.
Okay. All right. Ambitious is saying that you overstayed your visa, you got married to a legal permanent resident or citizen. What are the options as an undocumented person? What's your options?
So Ambitious, if you came here and you were inspected, admitted, or paroled, in other words, you came legally into the United States and you got married to a United States citizen, you are eligible to adjust your status. You can change your status in the United States. If the person you got married to is a lawful permanent resident, you're not eligible to change your status. You'll have to go back home on a waiver and come back in, or you wait for your spouse or partner to become a United States citizen, and then you can be naturalized. If you came here unlawfully, meaning you snuck across the border or you came on bad documents, you are not eligible to change your status in the United States as it stands, because there's a 3 or 10-year bar, which in the proposed bill, they're going to get rid of the 3 and 10-year bar because you have to do the waiver and all that. But that's in the proposed bill as well. But if you come here unlawfully, then you have to go back home on a waiver, whether you marry a citizen or not.
Okay, I see. Joycelyn, I think clarifying and adding to the question that she asked earlier, this is someone that come from Canada through the border to the United States and get married to a citizen in New York and file for the waiver petition.
Jolene, your question is all over the place, but let me answer the first part. Come through the border, I imagine you mean they came here lawfully. I think.
Okay, right. Just take that at face value.
So if you came lawfully, then you wouldn't need a waiver. If they just came through the border and were not inspected, then they need a waiver. And when you're typing the question, guys, type complete question so we can answer you. I think, I tried to read minds, but I've failed miserable. So type complete questions, or folks can call in.
Yeah, or guys could call in 718-701-5720. But we also understand that there might be questions and things that you do not want to talk about on air. You want a consultation. In that regard, you have to contact Diane Winter Funde. And Diane, tell them the number where they
All
could
right.
call
The
you.
best place, because my phone lines are blowing up because of everything that's going on, the best way to do is to book your consultation with me at www.winterimmigration.com. www.winter, WYNTER, immigration.com. Just book a consultation and we'll chat about what is best for you and your family.
Right. And again, Winter spelled WYNTER, immigration.com. That's it. Winterimmigration.com. You could book online. And because a lot of calls coming in, a lot of people.
Oh, it's been crazy since January. I think people were sleeping
Yes.
during December and then they
Yeah.
woke up January. And a
Yeah.
common question I get, people are asking if they should wait for this new immigration bill. I would say don't wait. If you have an option, if you have a iron in the fire, go for it. You don't need to wait for this bill because it could be months before we actually see a final bill and then the requirements and then for USCIS to kind of figure out how they're going to do the process. So I wouldn't keep waiting for this bill.
On the question of waiting, so say you got married, or you've been dating someone for a good couple of years, and but that person have their green card, they're not yet a citizen, right?
Mhm.
Should you wait to get married to them after they get their green card? I mean, after they get a citizenship, or is it okay to marry to them now until they upgrade? And what would happen then after they upgrade and they get the citizenship? What's the process?
So once if you're together in a bona fide relationship, in a good relationship with somebody and they're a lawful permanent resident, what we do in our practice, we file after you get married, we file we call it the first part of the paperwork, which is just the I-130 that we have discussed here at length. We file that first, and so you get what we call a priority date. And so that kind of works its way through the system. Once your partner, your spouse, they get naturalized, then we send in the updated adjustment of status application, the second part of the paperwork. We send that in with proof that you're now a citizen, and we ask USCIS to adjudicate both petitions together. The neat thing is they have to go back to that priority date on the I-130 that we submitted months ago. So you will see in the second part, you get an interview relatively quickly.
And what's the time frame? Are we still looking at about 5-6 months if you married a citizen?
It depends where you are. So Tampa, Florida, 4 to 6 months, 5 to 6 months. New York is a little bit longer. I've seen 8 months up to a year and 2 months. It really depends where your field office is located.
All right. I think we
Vermont, places like Vermont, 6 months. The smaller the state, the less number of undocumented or non-citizens are living in that state, then we'll see that going on.
got a call on the line. Caller, your live. Where you calling us from?
Good afternoon, Junior. Doug Howard. I'm
Hey,
calling you from
Doug, how you doing?
Brooklyn.
Go right ahead, Doug.
I'm in Brooklyn today. Good afternoon, Attorney Fundy.
Good afternoon, Mr. Howard. How are you, sir?
Good. Well, I have a question. And my question is this to you, right? And I think somebody tried to ask it before. If you in this country, let me say for 18 years, and you have an EIN number and you're paying taxes and you're paying it properly and doing all of those things properly, paying Social Security and everything like that with an EIN number, do you think this proposal has any fast track? I know it's not a lot, and I know a lot of things have to work out, just like you said, in the Congress and in the Senate. Going to be some changes maybe for the proposal, but do you think it's going to be a faster track opposed to somebody who in the country at the same time who has no EIN number and who do not pay taxes or Social Security? What do you think? And the reason why I ask you that is because I remember being in the country when Reagan passed the immigration law, and I get my green card under Reagan, and I make my path to citizenship within 5 years of that time. And Reagan proposed the bill in 1981.
86.
But they pushed back it.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, Reagan proposed the bill in 1981. I never received my green card until early 1986. Well, they had it for a year. Let me say I received my green card in 1985. So it take about 4 years for me to get my green card from the proposed date. For maybe a little more than 4 years. So one of the things is that when I got my green card, then I had to wait another 5 years to apply for my citizenship, which I did and got it. So you said that the pathway is 5 and 3. I put a question up before 5 and 3, but it might be more than that. Depends on when the bill passed. I'll listen off here to see what you think about that Sunday.
Thank you, Doug. So the pathway does not start today. The 8-year pathway doesn't start now. The 8-year pathway starts from when the bill is passed. And that is what I say to people. The bill hasn't been passed yet. The bill could be 2 years down the road. It could be a year and a half down the road. It all depends how well our Congress behaves or what parts of this bill runs into any kind of gridlock as it makes its way through Congress. So Doug is absolutely correct. Your 8-year timeline does not start today. It starts when that bill is passed. So if this bill doesn't get passed for another 12 months, then we're going to be having the same conversation in January of next year. And you can't say, oh, it started last year. No, we're at 7-year mark. We're not. We're not. It is a pathway. As it stands, I only have the fact sheet, Doug, and the fact sheet does not provide for any kind of fast track for anybody. The only leeway the fact sheet gives is that if you already have temporary protected status, or if you already were a DACA recipient, then you do not have to wait those 5 years before you apply for your green card. And Doug is absolutely right. The Reagan bill is way different from this 2021 bill. There's no fast track mentioned. That would be really, really nice. But as it stands, there's no fast track mentioned right now, Doug, and our viewers in this proposed bill. But just keep in mind, don't think for a second that this bill will be passed in a month. That's not how it works. We have to wait for this bill to make its way through Congress. Once the bill makes its way through Congress and it gets sent over to USCIS to say, okay, now implement, that's when your timeline begins. It does not start today. So thanks, Doug, for that question. That was a really, really good question.
Time is winding down, but we have another question
wow, it's
here.
7 o'clock. Oh my God.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun. Ambitious is saying you got married and was separated from your spouse less than a year of marriage. What are your options?
So, George, it depends if you had filed any paperwork before the separation, or if you filed paperwork before the separation, then we'd look at how did the marriage fail? Was there any evidence of abuse? Was there something going on where we can either save the petition as filed or we can file under a different category so you can get your green card? So it really depends what happened. If it's a marriage and there was no abuse, there's nothing, and the marriage just kind of end and no paperwork was filed, it's going to be a little bit more challenging to get a proper application into the service if the marriage just didn't work out and there was no abuse, no evidence of abuse, and no paperwork was filed.
And when you speak about abuse, you're looking at Violence Against Women Act.
Yes,
that
sir.
could
You keep impressing me.
Yeah, I listen to you. I listen to you.
I love it.
Guys, hold on. There was something that we spoke about earlier, and you said you hope we get to it. What was it?
What was
Something,
it?
some
I said we hope to. Oh, the
some
Muslim ban,
the
the travel
Muslim ban.
ban
What?
that was
Yes,
lifted.
yes, yes.
In case we have, I don't know, I know your show goes all around the world,
Yeah.
but the Muslim ban was lifted by executive order. So we know that 13 countries were on the travel ban, all the Muslim majority countries. And so there were 7 Muslim majority. Then there were all the African countries that were added last year, 13 total. That ban is lifted. And in the executive order, the president has ordered the Department of State to recapture all those green card, all those cases where people were not being processed because of the Muslim ban that was implemented by President Trump. And so that ban is lifted. That now, my friends, that's immediate. So if you have anybody from any of the Muslim majority countries, they can start processing on their visas, on their green cards.
Right. And you see that you see. Let me tell you something, guys. Let me tell you something. You see, when Thursday come, cause we move the program from Wednesday to Thursday. You see, when Thursday come, we want you guys to share this program, participate. Okay, now I thought was a call I was coming in for. Incoming call. So let me take that off my Bluetooth. Sorry. Yeah, when Thursday come, we want you guys to share this program like hot bread, because this is a PSA. This is for our community, and if you love your community and you want to help empower your community, you will share this program so your friends and your family would get that information. But if you know someone that need immigration assistance, that have questions on any one of the topics we spoke about today, or anything else as it relates to immigration, I want you guys to contact Deanna Winter Funday. Her number is right here on the screen. And of course, you can check out online at winterimmigration.com. All the links and information will be posted under the comment section of this page. I know you have more questions. Call, make a consultation so she could take care of you and change your status. Diane, anything else that you want to talk about?
There's a lot. I think there's a lot that's going to be happening with immigration the next couple of months. We'll continue, Junior, you and I, to kind of talk through it. This is day one, right? So it's like 24 hours ago, this came down the pike. So we have a lot to talk about between now and then. So, I encourage everybody to just make sure you understand fully what your status is, what is going on with your status, so you can see where you fit in. You can see where you fit in. And a lot of this information is online. Go to the White House website. The fact sheet is there. We didn't touch on all the changes that are coming, but I tried to narrow it down to things that affect this community. But definitely all this information is online. Oh, and my YouTube channel, Winter Immigration. I forgot my YouTube channel.
Yes.
Winter Immigration Law Academy, Winter Immigration Law Academy on YouTube, or Winter Law Practice on Facebook. Everything I say here, I put it there. So you can get the information there as well.
And give them the website again and the phone number, the website in particular.
www.winterimmigration.com. Book your consultation. Go ahead, book your consult, and then you'll have my undivided attention, and we can really talk about what's going on with your case.
Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. Deanna Winter Funday, my favorite person in the world. Favorite. You are.
Yeah.
You gotta be firm in this one, son.
This time, son.
Thank you, Junior. It's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, my friend. We'll catch up again.
All right, Junior. Have a good week.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, folks, so this is what we do. 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 This is what we love, This is what we love to do. Spread the love, spread the information to our community, empower people, empower our community. Guys, thank you so much. I love you guys so much. Deanna Winter Funday is our go-to immigration attorney. She's very, very, very good. She's very, very, very good. If you have a friend that have questions as it relates to immigration, I'm telling you, I sent so many people to Deanna Winter Funday, and everybody come back and they thank me. They thank me because she's so thorough. There might be a small thing that you're not sure. Some people go to some hole in the wall place, and people who not even attorneys, right, handling your case, and when they get into problems or they just give up and you can't find them, you don't know what happened and you lose your money. They're not a lawyer, so you can't sanction them, right? But this is a lawyer. She's a lawyer, very knowledgeable. All right. So before you go into any hole in the wall for somebody to do your paperwork for you, it's very important. I want you to contact our lawyer, Deanna Winter Funday, and she's here every single Thursday. Every single Thursday. And all you keep getting is compliment about the work that she do. Thank you so much, Desmond. Thank you so much, everybody. We appreciate you. I got to give a big shout out to my big sister. Her name is Christine. All right, Christine. As we've been pushing here about business and development, and 2021 is all about upliftment. All right, and my big sister Christine, she is starting a brand new business. It is a business I want you guys to check out. So Christine Virtual Business Launch is tonight. It starts at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. is a great business opportunity. She'll tell you all about it when you log on. So take the Zoom information, guys. Starts at 9 p.m. Jump in the Zoom and hear about some good business ventures. Learn how you could make some moolah. All right. The Zoom information is 474-088-6409. Write that down. It's 474-088-6406. I want you to write that down. And that's tonight at 9 p.m. The password is Shark in uppercase. Shark, SHARK. All right. All uppercase. Christine Virtual Business Launch. And that's tonight at 9. Don't forget, check it out.
Survive, and I'm a firm believer. Will forever shine, just to stay alive. That simple means it. Nobody can hold me apart. Nobody can change my energy. Nobody can hold me sick. I will not allow negativity. Nobody can hold me apart. Nobody can change my energy. Nobody can. Everybody show me some strength. No weakness.
Also, guys, I gotta say thank you so much. You guys have been such a wonderful group. We're fighting Facebook and trying to not fighting on Facebook. We don't do that. We're fighting to make sure that Facebook enable us back in full power, because right now we're operating at minimum power. We don't get syndication, and we want to appeal to Facebook and to ensure that we continue to do what we're doing here. A lot of people will be very disappointed if they turn on 6 p.m. and they're unable to hear and be a part of what we do here and Ride Along. We're all about empowering the community. And that's what we want to do. That's what we want to continue to do. We want to help people. And we're not here for the problems. We're not here for the stress. We don't promote fight. We don't promote violence. But stuff happens. Also, I got to tell you guys about our Riders headphones. I can't stop telling you guys about that. Riders headphones. This is the brand new one I was telling you guys about. The one that goes around your neck like this and goes over your ear. It doesn't go in your ear. It goes like right over your ear. This is an amazing piece of thing right here. It's so amazing. So get that online at ridersong.com. That's ridersong.com. Also, you could get these riders that I'm wearing right here. These are the Riders Pro. Get it right now. It's a Bluetooth headphone. Connects to your phone. You have conversation. You don't have to put the phone to your ear. It's right there. Your phone in your pocket. You're running. It's not sensitive to the wind. It's noise canceling. You might be on the train and you don't want to hear all the noise. Boom, put on your Riders and tell everybody, yo, I'm wearing my Riders, yo. This is my Riders. All right. And don't forget, on every Riders, when you purchase your Riders online, you get a Riders mask, like so. Yeah. Get your Riders mask. Riders mask. Also, guys, we want you to order your Grenada t-shirt, Independence 2021. All are we together. Get it right now. It's available online right now, and it's get it in time. Order We ship to all over the world. So order right now online. I'm going to paste the link. I'm going to paste the link at the bottom in the description so everyone could go and order one. I want everybody to at least order one. Support the Ride Along team. Order we together. Get your mask, your hat, your t-shirts. All are we together? All are we together? All are we together? Get it right now.
Nobody can hold me apart. Nobody can change my energy. Nobody can hold me a stick. I will not allow negativity. Nobody can hold me apart. Nobody.
Riders watch. Remember, that's our smartwatch and earbud is also available on ridersong.com. All the riders, if you're a true rider, and you support Ride Along, go ahead and purchase your item right now.
Everybody's strength. No weakness. Show them who we are. Not when you're old. Your enemies, they must tremble. Your enemies, they must tremble. Yo, not when you're old.
Again, guys.
Everything has to humble. Everything has to humble.
Again, guys, I want you guys to check out Christine virtual business launch tonight. Everyone is invited. It's at 9 p.m. tonight. Business opportunity. A lot of people looking for new ways to do new things, to look and to make money. All right, this is an opportunity you just can't afford to miss out on. It's a Zoom, all invited. Write the Zoom information down. It's 474-088-6406. That's 474-088-6406. The password is SHARK, all uppercase. All right, peace out, guys. Catch me again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Everybody's strength. No weakness. Show them who we are. Not when you're old. Your enemies, they must tremble. Your enemies, they must tremble. Yo, and when you're old, everything has to humble. Everything has to humble. Right now, you have tougher and steel. On this battlefield, you have tougher and steel. Shoulders to the wheel, you have tougher and steel. On this battlefield, you have tougher and steel. Yo, just show me some strength. No weakness, show me a lion dog. Strength, no weakness, show them who we are. Strength, no weakness, show me a lion dog. Everybody strength, no weakness, show them who we are. That's when you're old. Your enemies, they must tremble. Your enemies, they must tremble. Yo, and when you're old, everything has to humble.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
Hey, I got some good news for you. Looking for a passionate immigration lawyer with experience that spans over 2 decades? Someone trusted that served immigrant families just like yours? Well, look no more. Now you can benefit from her personal and professional experience. Diane Winter Funding. Schedule a consultation now and get assistance with your immigration journey. Specialize in adjustment of status, B1 business visa, B2 visitors visa, consular processing, deportation defense, naturalization, and more. Give us a call today at 813-815-3529. That's 813-815-3529 or online at winterimmigration.com. Attorney Diane Winter Funde. Law done differently.